to you today, and that is the beauty scenario tag. I haven't done any beauty videos or makeup videos at all, and this is something that I just feel I've totally neglected. I have a whole makeup channel that I have completely neglected all my subscribers on this. But today I'm going to start with the beauty scenario tag. So question 1, you have to get rid of all your foundations that you can only keep one, and you can only keep one high-end and one drugstore. Which do you keep? My MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. I have done a video on concealer as foundation, and to me concealer as foundation is the top tip. Basically all a concealer is a full coverage foundation. So in my experience, a good concealer will make your skin look even more flawless. It's what I'm wearing right now. I'm wearing Pro Longwear Concealer. A little goes a long way. You only need to use a tiny bit, and you can just blend, and then use a powder on top, and it just makes you look flawless. High end would be my MAC Pro Longwear Concealer, and then the drugstore version would be Maybelline Fit Me Concealer, and that concealer is basically a dupe of this. So it'd be like having the same one but just two drugstore and high end. You go for an interview and the lady interviewing you has lipstick on her teeth. Do you approach the subject or ignore it completely? I think I've got lipstick on my teeth right now. I would be one of those people that would have to ignore it. I just couldn't. I don't know. I suppose it says a lot about your character, doesn't it? If you can actually have the guts to say to your possibly to be boss, hey, you've got lipstick on your teeth. But I don't think I could do it. I think I'd just have to let her, yeah, I'd have to just leave it. I wouldn't say anything. You're feeling yourself. Okay, that came out completely wrong. Number 3. You're not feeling yourself and need a pick-me-up. Which lipstick do you put on to make yourself feel beautiful? Okay, it would be my Rimmel, I don't know what range this is, Rimmel Moisture Renew. This is in the colour Coral Britannia, and I absolutely love this lipstick. It just makes me feel like fresh again, like alive again. It's quite like a nude lipstick. It's what I was wearing before. Like, I've had this on all day, but I think it's like faded now. But it is just a gorgeous lipstick, and it's drugstore, so I highly recommend. Or if you want to go high end, MAC Impassioned. This is a bright pink. I don't even know if you can see it. It's a bright pink. Just gorgeous colour that just makes you feel like bing. 4, you go back in time for a date to your teenage years. How would you do your hair and makeup differently? I wouldn't do it differently. It looked horrendous. It was so tacky, but I wouldn't do it differently because those were the times. Basically, I remember back in the 90s, what we used to do, I could never wear my hair down because back then they didn't have like hair straighteners, or not like ceramic ones. So if I wore my hair down, I'd have to like blow dry it, and it would just look horrible, like I had horrible hair down hair. So I always had to have my hair up, and I was one of these girls who used to dress quite like, in the UK we call it like chavvy, like a bit kind of like all in sports clothes and a bit kind of ghetto, and just, yeah, ghetto. And I'd have my hair like badass, that would be the word to use, and I would tip my head upside down and scrape my hair back using one of those bristle brushes and get it really tight in a high ponytail, and then I'd get a bandana and fold it into like a little like panel and just wrap the bandana around, and you'd have like a fringe. And I even bleached my fringe at the front, so I had like dark hair and like bleach blonde, it wasn't even blonde, it was like yellow fringe, and you'd either have 2 that came up, you'd spray them so they'd come up like this, or you'd have like 1 in my case that just go like that. And I used to put like glitter in that and stuff, and it was just awful. But back then I thought I looked awesome. I thought I looked really cool. And then makeup, I didn't have a clue about makeup, so I used to wear translucent powder, even though translucent powder isn't actually going to show up on your face. So I'd wear that with like this horrible powder puff thing. I'd just be like on the school bus. Or eyeliner, from the age of 12 I just was obsessed with black eyeliner, and I'd just pile on my black eyeliner at the bottom. And then lipstick, I'd wear like really dark brown matte lipstick that just looked so like ghetto, and that was my style. That was what I wore. And sometimes I'd wear like glitter eyeshadow or kind of sparkles, or just It looked horrendous, but back then it was awesome. And 5, you ask your hairdresser for a shoulder length pixie lock haircut, but they hear wrong and give you a pixie cut. Do you A, smile and say thank you and leave and call your mum hysterically? B, cry in the chair and things get awkward? Or C, complain to the manager and demand a refund? Okay, well, if you can see them cutting your hair short, I'm pretty sure you would say something before they started, excuse me, cutting it short. But I think a few years ago, I probably would have sat in the chair crying hysterically. When I was a kid, I would have probably rang my mum, who would have come in and just gone, yo mama, on the hairdresser. Now I would totally be like, hey, I want my money back and I want you to put in some free extensions, because I would just totally not, I wouldn't accept it. I'd go crazy actually. I'd be very angry. So yeah, that's what I'd do. I'd do a bit more than complain to the manager and demand a refund. Question 6, your friend surprises you with a 4-day city break and you have 1 hour to pack. Which do-it-all palette do you pack in your makeup bag? Okay, here, it's so dusty. Here is my do-it-all palette. This is I've got quite a few of these like MAC palettes that have like various different shades, and I picked one out that I was like one that I didn't really use many of the shades, and I took out all the shadows in it and I made up my own. This is for like myself, so it's not really a palette as such, but this is pretty good. I also have this Estee Lauder palette which I got for Christmas. And this is pretty good. There's not many colours in here that I use, but I definitely use these kind of browns. These 2 blushes are fantastic. Mixed together, they are identical to MAC Melba. So this actually could probably do me on its own. 7, your house has been robbed. Don't worry, everyone is safe. But your beauty stash has been raided. What's the product you really hope is safe? I'm looking back here because this is mostly my kind of makeup, and then I'm going to have to show you one day. I have one of these Alex drawers, and as I'm not a beauty guru, for someone who's like a mum who doesn't do much beauty videos now, it's a lot of makeup. I have a whole Alex drawer just full of makeup. Disgusting. And most of it just is, at the moment, isn't being used much. What is that doing there? My husband just randomly put my like nail varnish like in there. But the one thing that I would hope that was been saved would be my MAC Full Coverage Foundation. This is just so versatile, this foundation. I use it for clients as well as for myself. It's the tiniest amount goes such a long way. You can use it as a concealer, you can use it as a foundation, and I love it. It gives you a flawless finish. But you can only purchase this in MAC Pro stores. If you're a MAC Pro member, you can't. I don't think you can purchase it just if you're not a Pro member. But although people have said you can if you ring them up, so possibly. But this, because it's quite hard to get hold, not hard to get hold of, but it would, you know, I'd have to send off for it and I'd have to wait for it. So yeah, this I'd hope would be saved. Finally, question 8. Your friend borrows your makeup and returns it in awful condition. Do you A, just pretend you haven't noticed, ask them to repurchase it, or secretly do the same thing to theirs? I wouldn't do the same thing to theirs. I don't know what I'd do, you know, because friendships to me are really important. And I don't like to kind of make, you know, I don't like to do anything that causes tension. But I guess if it was a high-end product or something, I'd have to say something. I'd just be like, hey, what the hell did you do to my makeup? Like, what have you been, you know? I'd probably have to say something though. I'd find it really difficult. I wouldn't be able to leave it though, but I would find it difficult having to say something. So that's pretty much it for the beauty scenario tag. It's just something different. I'm going to hopefully do a few more of these videos for you. And yeah, there you go. Just a bit of fun. And I guess I'll see you guys soon.